Welcome everyone to my channel. If you've been here before, pull up a seat, sit down. We are going to talk about The Heart Forger by Rin Chupeco. The Dead Do Not Rest. This is the second book in the Bone Witch series, and I'm going to tell you, I'm listening to the Audible for it, and it is really good so far. I am eating cat hair. Yeah, I started cat hair, and I'm loving this book. It's still great. It's still like that. Life isn't fair, and sometimes neither is death. No one knows death like Tia, a bone witch who can resurrect the dead. She has the power to take life and return it, and she's done with her self-imposed exile. Her heart is set on vengeance, and she now possesses all she needs to command the mighty Deva. But there are those who plot against her, those who would use Tia's dark power for their own nefarious ends, because you can't kill someone who can never die. So, this reference back story is really actually to not the chunk of the story, because if you remember from the last time we talked about this, hi cat, there is a switch back and forth, a past to the present. She's telling her story to a bard, which is the majority chunks of both the Bone Witch and this one here, which is what it's been so far, is a chunk of it. The small little tidbits that we get, like say at the very beginning of the book, like these ones in italicized, this here, which happens before every single chapter, is basically the actual what's happening in the now. So you have the now, italics, and then the regular past stuff in the past. It's a new way of doing everything. I've never seen a story written quite like this before, and it's really good for me. Really good. That's what I gotta say. So, she takes over Dolores, basically. But of course, there is something else. So we know that Lord Callan, the Death Seeker Knight, who was sworn to protect Prince Cance, because they're cousins, died. Not by her hand, but we learned that it was actually by somebody else's, and that Khaled, the younger prince to these lands are so hard to remember. That's not it. Where is it? Not Dolores. Odelia. Okay. So, Odelia's, prince, he had witnessed Callan dying and had Tia try to resurrect him, but it did not work. But somehow he's back. And they think it's the will of her black heart glass that did it, that resurrected him. Okay. She has all the 7 devas. She's going through the motion of taking over Daenerys first because of its corruption, and that's where the youngest prince, Khaled, who was a Heart Forger apprentice, was being held captive. Now, how did he become captive? I'm not sure. But it deals with Callan's father, the Duke, who is an asshole. So, it starts in the opening where Tia's trying to find Michaela's heart glass because she's dying. Without her heart glass being returned to her, she will die. She'll perish. And she's reanimating this dead king to try to get him to talk, but he's not talking. He's not saying anything. You can't compel the dead to speak if they don't want to, which is something that she's learned. Michaela actually found out about it, and she's like, stop, don't do this. Of course, we already know that she takes over Daenerys. Doesn't kill the king yet. I'm not exactly sure why she hasn't killed the king yet, but she hasn't. Ludwig, I love that. Oh, also you learn that Callan was very put off by Tia because the Oracle had told him, because, Death Seekers are still people who can cast spells like Asha's. Obviously, they're just like Asha's. They just go the death-seeking route because they're men. Yeah, and you learn that the article told Kaylin that the next Bone Witch will be the reason why the love of her life dies, and he's always had resentment against her because I don't know. At first, it was something else, but the second one was because when he met her, he realized that she had infatuation with Prince Cance, and he had devoted his life to saving Prince Cance, and he was very unhappy about that. But it turned out that she loved him, and she fell in love with him, and he died. Kaylin really does not like doing stuff. I still don't like Lady Zoila, and I don't like Polara anymore. So she does a lot of stuff. She sits there and actually tries to get into Aenid's head. Has information. Aenid has information that they want, and they have to get it from someone. Yeah, they go to do that to get. She brings Khalid to the Faceless Aenid to get a horrendous memory, because the heart glasses are made from memories. Taya tells her about a book. Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm trying to figure what's best for the plot. About a book that has powers and has a bunch of runic powers that she can compel, runic spells that she can use, that the Asha are trying to hide because obviously they're much darker than ordinary ones. So far, I haven't figured out what the Daenerys King did for her to sit there and go after him. She does a Heartrune ceremony. In the Heartrune ceremony, obviously, there's those who are they're rare for certain ones. Like as they neared the end of the line of 426, they found 7 purple heart glass and 3 silver. All the silver were girls, which would meant that they would become Asha. And of course, Link was the last one there, and most males were put to Death Seekers because they're even rarer than Asha and rarer than purple heart glasses, which are for foragers and stuff like that, for creating stuff for the Ashas. Of course, what they did not tell her was that the regular Ashas were going to do a whole rebellion against the councilmen of the Asha, because they're denying Link his ability to become an Asha instead of a Death Seeker, because he doesn't have the fortitude nor the power to become a Death Seeker, and he will probably freaking die in his first battle. So Polara, Zoya, Shadi, Yanka, Savet, Tommy, and Alticia step forward to give him an ornament of their own, saying that they want him to be an Asha, and they did not tell her about it. And of course, Prince Cance actually got in on it too, and nobody told her that day. And then the king announces that Prince Cance is going to marry Princess Ines, the first daughter of Kion. So of course, at this point, Tia still likes Cance enough to want to be with him, and Fox, her brother, who's her pet familiar, had been having like meetings with Princess Ines. Not sure if they're in love with each other or whatnot, but yeah, they're announced to be married, and it breaks her heart just a tad itty bit. Oh, and then she goes to leave. But Polara stops her and tells her to stay, and she's like, immaturity isn't becoming an Ashite, and she says, well, maybe if you didn't just treat me like a child, I might be more motivated to act like an adult. And Polara's like, is this because I neglected to tell you about our plan with Link? Come on, Tia. You shouldn't fuss over such things. She goes, yes, I should. I suppose you're taking credit for rescuing Lord Besserly shouldn't be held against you either, because Tia did that, or the prince's own engagement, which I had no inkling of until the announcement a mere hour ago, which of course she didn't know nothing about. She says, or perhaps it would suit you better if I shut my mouth and did as you wish, like the little dog toy performing tricks for no purpose other than to please you. Perhaps it shouldn't matter that I risk life and limb to put down Deva, risk sanity to confront a faceless. You are too cowardly to interrogate yourself, but I'm the immature one, because this is all stuff that she does that Polara doesn't. And then she leaves. Poor Khaled. He was waiting for her, too. The former crown prince of Hathaway, then a heart forger to the 8 kingdoms. She goes back to Sector Ada, because Ada told her about Quantum Ascensions for a betrothal, I think. Talks about the betrothal. How the fuck did she know about when she's been locked up for, like, years? And that's when she learns about the scrying rune, a rune that others do not know. And it's easy for her to use because she has this, and her warding, it's not completed to where she can't do that. So, yeah. It's confirmed that, yes, she definitely knows about the scrying rune, and about the book, and about black heart glasses. Also, Fox learns that the Deva, the Ozzy, is in her head, Taya's head, and not dead, because she didn't kill it. And Galahad knew that, and he's not allowed to talk about the memories that he takes from people, because it's part of the Heart Forger's oath. So, they go to the grave where they were told to go to, and a bunch of them come up out and fight, but she compels them to go back to sleep, and the Oziates helped. And they do find the book, and in the book they actually found one of the runes that did that. It was like a rune that could command a bunch of them to continue their last thoughts, until otherwise stated. Which I think was the puppet rune, yeah. The heart share rune, which we'll come back to. The illusion rune, the dominion rune, the strangle rune, and then to you seeking blade that soars path, take that which came from 5 great heroes long past and steal into a heart of silver to shine anew. To you seeking hollow knight's path, present yourself with a heart glass of black where love's blood has been shed in 7 Devas bezors. Boil the stones separately and drink a vial's worth of their waters. Weave compulsion in the air. Its heart shall reveal itself to you. Take it into your heart glass. The process is not gentle. Each deva increases to dark red. The sacrifice is great, but the rewards are priceless. The unity of 7 into dark glass and 5 into light glass is the key. Merge both with the first harvested to use shadow glass and rise as the great prince once did, to rule as you see fit. So, the first harvest is something, it's part of a resurrection spell, which can bring a person back completely from the dead to where they'll be back alive again. And that's what she wants to do with Fox. And she literally says to herself, I will master you. I will protect everyone from you. That's what she says about the book. It's so beautiful that they were so in love with it. Still don't know what he did. I don't know. Sparring, and they share, Kaylin and Tia spar, and they share some heartfelt information, such as the fact that the Duke of Holsrath, his father, is going to be released for the engagement ceremony, so he can attend both the official betrothal and the wedding. And of course he hates his father, and his people hate him because of it, and she doesn't think that's worthy of it. She says that they don't hate him because he's highest regard, he's very up there with his loyalty. And it's just if they find you ugly face offensive, then that's a different matter entirely. He's like, how'd you make me feel better when I was trying to make you feel better? And she was like, mm-mm. So, she does definitely try the scrying some more, and she tries a few other runes out, including the shielding rune. I think it's a veil rune, where you can hide your thoughts from people. Whereas Fox doesn't want her to try the resurrection rune because he's afraid that the death means that a tit for tat, which means bring him back to life, she'll die. He doesn't want Tia to die because Tia is important to him. So Aina was trying to get Tia on her side about stuff. She's like, there's a bunch of things that you don't know about what the older Asha had done. She's like, it was your older Asha who conspired to hide your sister's heart glass. And she's like, the truth should be easy to attain. Ask them why they've been in the search so easily. Ask them why the young King Venor refuses to speak even death. Ask them why Shadow Glass interests them so. Ask how Blade That Soars and Dancing Wind's story truly ends. What secrets can you find when you step into Mistress Hestia's study? Yeah, that's a lot of stuff. Oh yeah, Princess Anissa and Fox have a little showdown. Because, they had nothing, and they meant nothing, and, he's a dead dude resurrected, and she's a living princess. I mean, like, yeah, there's differences in that. They find more blighted, and they kill him, of course. Let's see. They believe the emperor needs to die. Whether my death changes anything is not important, but whether you allow my death to change you is another matter entirely. I think I'm going to make that something. Sorry, I'm fading off. I've got a headache, and this is not like difficult, but it's just I'm concentrating, trying to figure out what I want to say, because like there's a lot of stuff going on. For the official betrothal, her parents and family are invited to it for some reason, and of course she tries to stop Daisy from trying to get Callum, because she wants anybody who's not committed in a relationship, and Callum plays terribly along with that, and she argues with him about it. She finds Cance, and he finds that, you know, he's not doing well, and gives him something. Galahad made it. It was a small glass pendant sparkling under the bright lights of the throne room. So, I'm not sure exactly what was it, but they tried to make it seem like it was malicious, because not long after he's given it, he tells Kaelin, as he goes to fall asleep, that to protect her, which is of course Tia, as he collapses. They're all very, very worried about him. Yeah, very, very horrible. So, she talks to the king, and the king talks about how his thing went gray, and she thinks about it, and she's like, oh, I know something. So she runs away to Galahad, and they talk about it, about the sleeping, illness, which his master had, so research. You have someone who was age 23, a baron. You have an earl, which was age 38. You have a royal princess, who was 16. And you have a marquise, who was 67. They were all in good health, and they just drifted off to sleep. But their blood was the one thing that had it all. They were all descendants of the 5 great heroes. And they only had one left. Which was Prince Cance and Galahad's side. So they were direct descendants of one of the 5th. So, yeah, they're in trouble. So they went to go back to get there. And when they get there, they go into the throne room, and there's a bunch of soldiers and Kaelins and held restrained. And they get restrained. And the Duke of Holsgrath says that the king has elected to remain by his son's side. He's left me in charge of the palace, and I accuse you of harming the prince, and I accuse you, Fox, as well. And he's like, so unless you confess, well, you're going to be tortured for information. And don't worry, I'm going to do this to Galahad because he's suspect, and I'm going to do it to my own son because he's suspect. But he's got a protection against him, which is a compulsion. And then he sits there and says, Lady Michaela, and be like, she's going to be against you. We still don't get the name of the bard, even though Galahad had asked for it. Still don't get it. Why do we not get the bard's name? And then they find out that they see the blue flags from Kium, the greens of Arhen, Kosho, but none from Odelia. They're like, how do they, like, the bard's like, how do they know? And they're like, oh, they had weeks to plan. They must have known the very night I ended my exile. It appears that the bond I share with my brother is stronger than even I realized. Now that's the present. And then we're going back to the past where she's trapped up, but Anna gets into her head and they talk a little bit about it, and then they talk about the sleeping sickness and how that obviously that's what's going to end Prince Kans's life, because they're going to take that, and they all are trying to. Usage is trying to get to, you know, the shadow glass, because that's what they want, immortality. And she's like, "Oh, don't worry, you can make your shadow glass black by murdering people." Yeah, like Tia's gonna do fucking that. And she almost breaks out through the Aussie, but she tells it to stop and hold back. And Fox, Zoya, Link are there to get him out. Polaire and Althea are getting Michaela. Kaylin is breaking Galahad out. And they're all to meet at the stables. And she goes to get the book, and then they all meet up, and she realizes that Polaire is keeping Mickey alive by Heartshare. And Kaylin's like, "I can't go with you because I have to protect the prince." And she's like, she makes a compulsion on him and says, "You will not, for once in your life, do as I say." And he has to follow. And they break through this big grass gate by ramming it. Fox does with Chief, who are both fucking dead, and both her familiars. And everybody does not like to acknowledge the fact that, you know, he's dead. Because, you know, he's got, like, blood on his face. He's got damage from him. One of his arms hanging off. He's got a pole through him and everything. And Link throws up. Prince Nessa finally faints after he rips off his own arm. Everyone looks shaken. And Callan's like, "Are you alright?" The voice is like, "No, we're better. Chief can run for weeks if he has to, but the others can't do the same. We'll need to change horses frequently, or at least find a car to lessen the load. And that might pose a problem." And Althea's like, "Your arm is about to fall off, Fox. I think horses are the last thing on anybody's name." Says, "Tia will pack me up later. Let's keep riding, people." So she's been betrayed. Somebody has framed her for anything because of a gift that she gave that was Galahad's to him. Obviously, they blaming it on that, saying that's what made him sick. And obviously that's something she was planning, but why was she planning it? They don't really say anything about that. Really the interesting part of it. There's a lot of back and forth in this, and it's like every chapter you get to go back into the present. And I like how you can separate that, but at the same time, it's trying to tell it to you guys might be a little confusing, because I keep forgetting to say, "Oh, we're in the present," or "We're back in the past," because it's just hard to remember that I need to tell you to keep you guys straight for the straightness of it all, because we're not getting it straight. We're getting two simultaneously different events happening, and one of them is Tia's past, and what all led up to what she's doing now, which of course started back in the Bone Witch, and it's just a continuation here of her journey, which of course the last one is the Shadow Glass, which obviously means I'm pretty sure she gets the Shadow Glass. I don't know if that means that Prince Combs dies or whatnot, because I don't even know this. I don't know how Kaylin died. I'm hoping maybe this one tells me, or if it's not this one, it's the next one, because, like, Kaylin didn't deserve to die. Like, 0% deserve to die. So, yeah, there's all that. That's what's going on. That's what I'm listening to. And I'm listening to like an hour and a half a day, because I've also got the Royal Assassin to listen to, and that's like 30 some odd hours. So I'm trying to get this done so I can listen to like 2 hours a day for that one, so I can get this, or half an hour and a half a day for that one, so that way I can get these chunky boys down, because though this one is only 13 hours long, it's not condensed like the Royal Assassin is. The Royal Assassin is condensed, tiny ass writing, which is why I'm glad I found an Audible for it. It'll make it easier to digest as well. So that's what I'm looking forward to on that one. Yay! Okay, so it's been a minute, just a minute since I've updated you on how it's going for the Heart Forger. Okay, yeah, just a smidgen of a minute. Okay, it's not like I read a bunch. Look at that. Look how that big gap is the stuff I've read. It's not like I read that much. It's not like I finished a whole book and didn't update you once on it. Let's not get into that. Okay, there's a story behind that comment. This has been going great. I've been loving this book. Okay, The Heart Forger. It's been great, and I am just been loving it, and I've been hooked on it, and I've been loving it. Okay, so they do go. We're gonna do this in a different way. Okay, we're gonna talk about the past, and then we're gonna go back and we're gonna talk about what's happening in the present, so that way we get not confused like I normally do. Okay, so they do arrive in Cume. Okay, okay, they do arrive, but of course, they had taken a stop for a minute, but they arrive in Cume. But before they arrive in Cume, okay, Althea, and Zoya confront Tia about the book and the Faceless, and Fox, of course. But Fox is like, I just do what my master says because I'm a familiar. I'm a dead dude that was raised by his younger sister. I follow her. She's my family. I do what she says. You know, that's the way it is. I can't really technically disobey. So, yeah. Tia brings up that Polaire knew one of the spells in there as well. But not from her book, obviously. Right? So there's that. Khaled takes a look at the Heart's rune of Prince Kant's, his younger brother, and says, well, he looks fine. Tia actually gets a chance to look at the Heart's glass as well, because she can read it just as well as, well, not as well as Khaled, but still, she can still read it. And she sees some memories, and she realizes that Prince Kant has no love for Tia in any way, shape, or form. And though that heart breaks Tia just a little bit, it doesn't upset her as nearly as much as she thought it would. Happiness there. Okay. Happiness there. I'm happy about it. Okay. You know, like, at first I was all rooting for her and Prince Kans in the first book. But then when you learned out that her lover was Callan, now you just gotta root for Callan, okay? You gotta root for Callan. That's just the way it goes, okay? Callan and Tia. A surprise that came to me. Shadi and Zoya. Oh, ain't that something? Oh, and what's even more is Lick, okay, who dresses like an Asha, even though he's not a female at all. And Khaled, although right now in the present, Khaled, Lick is missing, but I have faith. Zoya, Shadi, Lick, Khaled, Tia, and Kaylin. Oh, and Anessa and Fox. Can't forget about Anessa and Fox because, like, Tia goes before the tribunal of the Ashas, and of course they want to either exile her or execute her for the book. But the Empress, Alexia, sister, and frees the Fox from her prison. And sister and says, you can't do shit to her because the book is harmless. And takes Tia away to the palace. So they decide that they need to figure some things out. They learn that one of the guys, the son of a duke, I think it is, or whatever, he gets woken up by Khaled's master. And he had gone to Denorius to look more into Yansho, Princess Yansho, sickness. Because the people of Denorius don't have heart's glass. They don't believe in magic. They don't believe in using magic. They don't believe in a lot of stuff to deal with magic. So they don't have a heart's glass. So he was like, I need to figure out why and how she got a hold of a heart glass, how and why she got sick, right? That's how that goes. So they all decide they need to go to Denorius to find Khaled's master to get this cure to give to Counts so that way he can wake up. And Inessa, who has the heart's glass, it's just like, we need to do that. So Inessa wants to go along with it, but the Empress doesn't want her to go. And there's a reason for it. It's the Emperor there. The Emperor, at this time, because there's 2 separate emperors now. In the past, there's Dumb Emperor. Well, forget his fucking name, but Dumb Emperor is what I call him because, what is his fucking name? Alright, where is his name? Because it's in there. Where is the Emperor's name? Come on. I don't remember it. I'm serious. I don't remember this Emperor's name. I remember the other Emperor's name. I do. I think that's how you pronounce it. I think that's how they're pronouncing it. Shifang. Emperor Shifang, okay? He to Saren says when they arrive that, hey, look, Inessa's going to be my wife. And it's customary for them to give me a concubine as well. And he goes, I want Lick. Lady Lick. Lick's like, oh God, I'm a guy. Why do you want me? No! Doesn't know that I'm a girl, not a girl. So, yeah. Go there. And the reason why Inessa, well, the Empress, remember they didn't want Inessa to go there, is because she knew that the Daenerys king wanted to marry Inessa and make her his first wife. Yeah, so that's where that comes from. But they all go anyways. Shadi, Zoya, Lick, Inessa, Fox, Kaelin, Khalad, and Tia. They all go for this thing. At first, they're not allowed to go anywhere because the Saval, which is Adeva, is wreaking havoc nearby, and the Empress is like, you can't go search for Khalad's master until the Saval is taken care of. So that's what they have to do. But they do find the Saval. They fight the Saval. They do not kill the Saval. Yeah, they don't kill the Saval. But they do realize that Fox coming in contact with the Saval makes his wounds hurt that he got from the Saval, which is what Taya cannot heal. And I'm going to head myself because there is a big ass battle that happens because Odelia comes after Keon to get Khalad and Inessa back, right? And Taya, of course. And there's a big ass battle there because they have a lot of undead armies, and Tia and the Deva, the Aussie, they fight and destroy a bunch of seeking stones, which is amplifies someone's powers. And then they flee, of course, on the Deva again. And when they make it, they get escorted in. So there's actually wards, massive wards, big ass wards that are so intricate that making that Asha have a hard time to do their runes. And it makes the Death Seekers have a hard time doing their runes. But it doesn't make the Heart Forgers have a hard time because theirs is neither offensive or defensive. Because Death Seekers do defensive. Asha do offensive, mainly. But they can both do offensive and defensive. But regardless of that, they can't really do it. But Lick's like, I think I can unravel this. Because even though he doesn't have a purple heart, he was working underneath an artisan who did have a purple heart. And it was his job to unweave runes that were put onto, runic spells that were put onto accessories when his mistress got a little excited and put too many where the item couldn't hold it. So he had to unravel. And he's like, I think I can unravel it. So I just need time and I need to know the point of the perfect place of where the rune is, right? Where it begins. The Emperor Shifang, is very unimpressed with the fact that Inessa is learning how to fight. And of course, there's Denorians that don't believe that the Dark Asha, Taya, can even do anything because she's skinny, she's scrawny, she doesn't look like she has any power to her. They think she's weak. So, Callan has her fight against the two people that were actually saying a lot of stuff about her. And she whoops her ass. Like, straight up whoops her ass. And that's after the fight between the Emperor and Inessa. They have a little clash. Of course, Inessa first outshines him the first times. And then the third time she fucks up just to allow the Emperor to win. We're not out of Dolores yet. So we're still in Dolores. They actually go to find... They finally get to go out. And Kala leads them to this shack. Just like in Kim. And they get attacked. But they win. And Khalad is very, very, very impressed with Lick's magic. Which makes Lick embarrassed. Because Lick is really into Khalad. But Khalad is just like blinds. He's got blinds over his eyes. He can't see nothing. Which means he's not really looking into Lick's heart glass as much as he should be. Because then he would know. He would know. Fox and Nessa get confronted by the Emperor, who believes that Nessa should not be training. And she's like, I'm not going to ditch my culture just because you want me to. I'm not going to be a strong, think for myself type of woman that you think is very interesting. But you want me to conform to what the Denorians do? I am not Denorian. I am Kion. I am from... what the fuck is the place called? N something or another? There's a map here. This map. What is, your... No, it's Kion. Anko. She's from Anko. So, yeah. She's like, I'm from Kion. You think I'm going to do something like that? No. Oh, and they had to go over the Swift Sea to get there. Because they're on a different island. Yeah. Okay. That makes sense. So, yeah, there's that. There's a lot of that going on. Kaelin kisses Tia. Twice! And the second time he admits that he had been in love with her since a freaking lake battle. Where is it? I had been in love with you since we fought the Aussie by the lake. Oh my gosh, it's just like... And he asked, do you love Prince Kance? Because if not, I'll bow out. He's like, I will make sure to protect you and Kance and bow out, but if you do not, you're mine. And she's like, no. So he's like, if you want this, then to hell with Kance and everyone else, because then you're mine and I'm yours. Oh, she's like, show me how to worship you. And oh my freaking God, it is like a blessing in disguise. I'm so happy. But she gets interrupted. And what's this interruption, you might ask? The Odelian army is at the gates of Shingtang, which is the Dolores capital. And there are ships on the horizon, at least 50 of them. So there's war coming to Shingtang, to Dolores. Okay, so backtrack to the shit that's going on in the present. Okay, so the Heart Forger is doing a lot of work. Okay, the Heart Forger is doing a lot of work on what he's supposed to be doing while they're waiting. Okay, and the Archduke sister prepares flower arrangements when the Empress of Kion comes in, and also with Madame Mistress Pamira, Lady Michaela, and Lady Hesta, Madam Hesta. Hesta has nothing against it, but they have this thing about the back and forth about traitors and how they need to stop. And Michaela is like, you need to come back. She's like, I can't. And then they're like, swear to me that you didn't kill her, Tia, that she didn't die by your own hands. And she's like, I cannot. The gods help me, I cannot. So there's somebody that they think she killed, but she can't say whether or not she killed them. Afterwards, when they left, she's like, do not let Empress Alexa submission deceive you. She is wiser than the others. Asha. She's like, did you not notice Mistress Pamira's Hua? She said, the larger from Hua, the more, she wasn't fond of fowlers. But the yellow carnations are totally warring among the Yashers. It says that, where is it? It says that, it suggests youth not usually true to someone of her age. It also qualified with confections. It says, I mourned you for months, and the only thing that you single out is... Oh, wait, that's Kaelin. So, yeah, this is, it'll take time to muster attack. They fight. She's like, you let me win. He's like, I always let you win. And they kiss and they go to their room. Probably to have some smexy time. Because, I mean, like, they have some smexy time together. There'll be no more lives lost among the Denorians. That she says that to the princess. The old heart forger had entered the sleeping sickness. But they have found another reason for it. So, she is going to get the light glass, which she wants. Because she wears Hollow Knife's dark glass. She wants a light glass to create shadow glass. And he's like, you intend to become immortal? She goes, no, I intend to die. So she intends to die. That is something very interesting. Let's see. The Denorian men will not be fighting, because David will. And so they do have this fight. She's like, I warned them. I told you our language. Premier's assumption, as they said, she was confirmed for me, but she was powerless to order the army's retreat. I responded with monkswood, warning her of the traitors in their midst, and then of a merciless war should they proceed. They did not listen. Pierre, the dark glass is starting to take a toll on me earlier than I wanted. There's a price for this much power. So she's getting... because she collapsed from it. And that's because of the dark glass going after her. Something similar happened in Keon many months ago. You know, that they're being fighting. An eye for an eye, Barda, do not forget. So yeah, they're being attacked again. A new sound reached our ears. An explosion. Oh yeah, the Death Seeker jumped out of the window, landed on the Aussie, and fought with the Aussie. And she's like, you are to never do that again. For a moment I had forgotten that you were dead already. So they like call it payback from last time. She's like, shut up. Yeah. And then, more. She's writing down her story in a letter for her brother to read. The bard thought that they were not on the same cordial terms. She's like, if I do not survive this, then neither will he. But if I can do what I need to do, then he will not die. He will live regardless of how I die. And that's when Princess Anessa appears. Ava scared witless of them, but she came in anyways. And they wanted to talk. She's like, are you doing this for, revenge on Kaelin's part? And she's like, I'm not doing this for revenge on Kaelin's part, Nessa. She's like, prove me wrong. Kaelin, the princess, is asking after you. And he's like, well, the elders told you many things that are not possible. She's like, it's impossible. He's dead. Yeah, well, he came back. For, Tia. What's your ulterior motive for coming here? And it's because she's trying to protect Fox. Because she's in love with Fox. And Fox is in love with him. Will you spend the rest of your life loving a corpse, Anessa? That's what she tells her. She's like, well, that's that. You have my word that will do everything in my power to save Fox. I make no promises for anything after that. Because that's what her goal is. Their both goal is to save her. Then Fox comes in, and they fight. Kaelin and Lord Fox fight. Of course, Anessa tries to stop it, but they don't listen. But when Tay comes in, they stop. And Lord Kaelin's like, you've been practicing. You're much better than we last fought. And Fox is like, and still I struggled to keep up with you, but you're stronger than I remember. Anessa snuck out of camp to come here. You were defending Tia. Why are we the ones in trouble? And he's like, I don't know. Kaelin's like, I don't know. Because they didn't want you to fight in the first place, you morons. She has no memories. So, of course, the elders said that when they see that Kaelin's alive, she's like, I had no choice. He's like, yeah, you did. You had a choice. He's like, you didn't believe me. The elders said exactly that. They are lying cowards. And yet you heeded their words over mine. I didn't. She couldn't. And then she sits there and does undo whatever it is. She says, I don't recall if it was hers or mine, the screaming. She doesn't remember. Some nights I wake up and scream. If I killed her, then I will pay for that soon enough. But I killed no one else, no matter what they tell you. I swear on Kaelin's grave, Fox. I told you nothing because you hated me then, didn't trust me. And because if you knew, they would cast you as well. Do not deny that. I understand. So she's like saying, so I took to Deva and made my plans without you because I knew you would stop me. I swear on Kalen's grave. She's like, my fight is with the elders in the Drak, which is another country. I will remain in Daenerys a few more days, and then I'll leave the city unscathed. When I am done with King Adil, they will no longer matter. He's like, come back with me, Teo. We can talk. Empress Alexis Michaela will understand. And she's like, no, they will not. If I go back, they will try to execute me, and then you will die. He's like, if you declare war on Drek and die in battle, then so will I. What difference will it make? Because my odds are better. Should I find what I seek in their mountains, then you will survive this fox. Or did you forget that there was once a spell in his book you forbade me to use? And I will use it, Fox. You will live, regardless of how I die. Oh, it's getting hot in here. There's some things that we don't know yet, or anything. So they go back. Fox and Anessa go back to the camp. And they look. Fox says, it's good to see you again, Kalen. Protect her for me. And then he's like, write a good story, Bard. They say the best tale, spare no mercy and spare no lies. But spare her anyway. And she whimpers, saying like, I'm afraid of what I can do. I'm afraid of what I might do. I have killed faceless and innocents alike. And whether they were one or the other, I am afraid. She's like, did I really kill her? If I did, then who am I? And she's like, promise me, Kaelin, that if I succumb to the dark rot before I finish, you must kill me. Quickly and without hesitation. He's like, I promise, and whatever happens, no, I will be there until the very end. Ooh. And the last part is, the Heart Forger is done. And he gives the red plate souls of the 5 great heroes to her. She takes them. She says, you saved me, Khaled. In the coming days and weeks, no matter what other people shall say about me, remember only this. You saved me, and you saved us all. He asks her if there's no other way. And she's like, there is none. And then she asks Helen to bring in the Emperor, and that the princess should not be there to see it. Oh my god, so much shit happens. I am so excited for what's going to happen next. I think I've only got like 3 hours left to read. So you probably won't get an update until I'm done. But like, who does she kill? Who are they blaming her for killing? That's the one thing I don't know. Who are they blaming her to kill? Like, we know that Colin dies by somebody's hands, and Khaled and Tia witnessed it, and that they tried to revive Colin, but it didn't work. He didn't work at first. Somehow he came back. We know that Khaled gets locked up in the Denorian prison. We know that Empress Shifeng is replaced with King Adil. We know that Michaela is still alive. We don't know if her heart's glass is there. We know the Empress still wants to look out for her. You know that Mistress Primrenia is worried about her. We know that Hestia is somehow involved with the elders in the Faceless. We do know that there is a Faceless in Denarius in the past. So we don't know much about who the Faceless is. Well, we know who the Faceless is. I forgot their name. But it's one of the 3 Faceless. We do know that she needs to go to Drick, which is another country, to get the last ingredient to make the light glass. We know this. We know all of this stuff, okay? We know this stuff. We know it. It's there. It's laid out for us. There's a lot of things we don't know either. And it's, don't know about the wedding. We don't know if Anessa does marry Empress Shifeng. We don't know about the Adalia attacking Daenerys. We don't know how Fox and Anessa end up together. They're definitely in love with each other, and they definitely want to be together. But Tia doesn't believe it's fair for Anessa to be in love with a corpse, and she wants to bring her brother back to life completely and utterly. But she needs a shadow glass for that. So I know it's not all going to be resolved in the end in this book. I know it's going to be resolved in Shadow Glass, the last book. And I cannot wait to get there. Of course, who knows how long that's going to take to get to that point in the story. To get to the point of reading that, too. Because, as you know, my drawing out TBR is by Haru Haru. He's back there. As you can see, he's just sitting there loftily. Most times my books are pulled out of there, and I don't know when this is going to go in, and I'm going to be able to pull them out because it's going to be yellow. And I don't know if my yellow will be put in, because there's some books that I have question marks about in all of this, and those question mark books are really like About to Hear is A Torch Against the Night. I don't know if I'm going to like it, because I'm giving it another chance, because I wasn't all that enthused with Ember in the Ashes. So if I do like A Torch Against the Night, I will continue that, A Reaper at the Gates. But I don't know. There's also the fact that A Court of Thorns and Roses. I don't know if I'm going to like that. Now, if I read Lord Shadows by Cassandra Clare, and I do really enjoy it, I will Queen of Air of Nothing. There's also Before the Coffee Gets Cold. If I enjoy that, the next book will also be put in there. And the Book of Azrael. If I enjoy that one, the next one will be done in that. Then there's, of course, The Lightning Thief and The Shadow of the Fox. I don't know if I'm going to enjoy those, so I don't know if those are going to be put forward into the spot. What I do know, I will be continuing the Bone Witch series, the last book, the Shadow Blast. I will, of course, also be continuing. I don't like this cover, really, honestly. The time I got reincarnated as slime. I will, of course, also most likely be continuing this. It's a quadruple series. It's got 4 books. How the King of Elfheim Learned to Hate Stories, because I've enjoyed this series before, and this is the 3rd book in it. I'm, of course, reading this for March, TBR, because I realized that I had only 6 books, so I added that one. Drew it out, actually. Really random, too. I didn't think I was going to draw that one out, but I looked to see what colors I had, and then I drew that one. I do know that the Royal Assassin series I'm going to keep with the Farseer trilogy from Robin Hobb. I love Robin Hobb's series of the Realm of the Elderlings. Of course, reading New Moon, I will also be updating for that one. I will be reading Eclipse. The Beginning After the End, I have already read a little more of it, so I'm reading the actual physical copy of it, and I'm definitely going to enjoy that one. The Summer Palace is the last book in the series. That one will end a series. There's also Dark Water, which is a standalone, so that just does absolutely nothing of continuing anything. Night, these are all things I already know I'm going to read, by the way. I already know that these are all things I'm going to read, because I have withdrew the TBRs for these up until May. I actually do have July sort of figured out, because people want me to read some books, and I'm still waiting on one book that they want me to read. If they don't give me a book by the time July comes around, I will pull a random one out of the TBR jar, so that way I can give them what they want. Case Closed, I'm definitely going to continue. Lord Lost, I'm definitely going to continue the series. Dolores Claiborne is a standalone. Eon is also one that I'm going to continue. It's only a 2-book series, so that one should be quite easy to get rid of if I can pull it in this year. So there's other things that I know I'm going to be reading for the next couple of months that I have knowledge that I'm definitely going to put in, and those that I'm not going to put in. And my yellow paper is like this big. I think I'm almost through with it, so hopefully I'll get that in there and I can start pulling for the next bunch, but we'll see how it goes. Hey guys, I finished a Heart Forger. We find out who she supposedly killed, or at least I hope is who they supposedly think she killed, which is Polare. Though she didn't. A lot of stuff happens. A lot of stuff happens. So, Anessa gets married, okay? And then immediately after she gets married, they accuse Boyer of for some being a bad person, a traitor, which turned out to be true. Boyer was helping Usige, who is a faceless one, to control Daenerys. And he was going to use the Heart Forger, Gnarl, Claude's master, to create the Light's Glass. So, yeah. The army that was heading for them was fake, and they do fight it off, and they succeed. But it's also the fact that Bae is the one who called the Swivel to come, the one that was controlling a bunch of other things. So, yeah. So there's that. The thing is that while they're talking about certain things, Khalad says something that gets Tia thinking, and it's Michaela's heart glass. So they all go back to Nave to the royal tomb. Well, besides Shadi, she's on the outskirts with an army to ask King Veneer about her heart's glass. And while they're in the process of asking questions, they learn that there's certain things that he can say and certain things he can't answer. You know, like he can answer these things and he can answer those things. And they, together as a patchwork group, figure out that Telemaine killed his older brother to seize the throne and made it look like another kingdom killed him. Because his girlfriend, his lover, his paramount, Anea, the Faceless, wanted to rule with him. Because they wanted to make the Shadow's Glass together to rule. Of course, the Duke of Holzrath, who was made as a scapegoat, is dead thanks to them. Khalad reaches into Veneers and pulls out Michaela's heart glass. So Mickey's got her heart glass. Yay. Wonderful. That's great. But a bunch of shit happens. Taya gets her mind taken over. The Aussie gets taken over and attacks Mickey. Polaire jumps in front of it and they all think Taya did it. Colin knows different because Colin used the Heart's Share rune that Taya gave him and to control her and push Anna, the Faceless, out of her mind. So because of that, he's the only one on her side, the only one that trusts. So we still don't know how he died. We don't know how he died. We don't. What we do know is that Prince Cons was waking up and he exiled Taya from Odelia, released Colin from his duties, told Khalad, you can go or you can take over the throne because I don't want it. And he's like, well, I don't want it because I've got prolificies. Khalad's gay. He's into guys. Totally. 100%. So, there's that. Yeah. Apparently that's a terrible thing. But Cans didn't care about it, but Telemaine did. Whew. Let's see. They're headed back. I believe at the end of this, they're headed back to Kium. Well, actually, it doesn't say there. Yeah, they're headed back to Kium, where she's probably going to face the elders, where, you know, the whole exile's going to come in. And Kaelin goes with her. She's like, don't let me become a monster like Anna, Kaelin. And he's like, you aren't a monster, Tia. But she's talking about the fact that her heart's glass is got silver with black swimming in and out of it. So yeah, there's so there's so much shit going on. I don't know. Tia did try to revive Polaire, make her live, but it didn't work. So they're going back. They're going back to Kion, I believe. So yeah, I don't know what else to say about it. It was a very, very intense battle. between Telemane, Anna, Tia, Mickey, the Ozzy, the Saval, Fox, Kalen, Zoe. Lick was there, but he didn't really do much. Lick didn't really do much, and Polaire just died. So, yeah. In the future, in Denoris, the king is pulled into. Shifeng is actually, being pulled in, and they sit there and say, Lady Tia, the bard is like, Shifeng, Emperor Shifeng's death will do more harm than good. I mean, she's like, but the Emperor is dead. He's not been with us. And in his place was Usij. Usij took over. Oh, yeah, and half the reason why Taya was banished from Odelia was because she attacked the king's mind and made him crazy. So he can't talk about the shit that he did. He just sees Anna's death over and over again, and kind of mad watching seeing the image of Anna torn to pieces and eaten technically by the Aussie's 3 heads. Because he's weak, she was able to get a hold of certain things. And she was able to sit there and have Khaled take the 5 Irvan and push them into the center of the faceless heart glass, which made the light glass. He also tried to had the bard kill them, but Taya sat there and stopped it. She has sent the bard out. The part forger begging him to kill him quickly, not to do it torturously. So he left, and he didn't know what happened afterwards. So she's leaving. She's leaving Denoris, and leaves Princess Yanshao in its place as queen. So, but first she goes to face the bard and see how badly they want her dead. Not bard, but an army with the bard, and see how it is. Doesn't want Khaled to go with her either, which is a little sad. They go to him. Taya's there, and she's like, I told you they wouldn't listen. All 7 David at my command. But do you see the palace burning? Do you see chaos, anarchy? I spared the people as much as I could. I came here to kill a cruel man, no matter what falsehoods. And the corpses. So yeah, they were talking about it. But Hesia's like an asshole. Princess Alex Delay returned to Kium. Empress Ian Shui in trial. Kaylin sits there and tosses the head of Usij, so this shows that Empress Shifeng was dead already. So Tia's like, we have no intentions of fighting any of you guys, dude. We have 0 intentions of fighting. And he's like, you will return these able to their graves. You will return with us to Kion, where you will be similarly tried for your crimes. She's like, my crimes, Mr. Cesius. My crimes. Were you there the night they died, Elder? You have no intention of turning me alive to Kion. Even now, your scheming mind plots ways to kill me. She screams and hollers, you killed your own flesh and blood. That alone merits the execution act. I don't know what she means by that. Does that mean Asha, or does that mean her actual family? And when she sits there and says, would you really allow me to provide a full accounting of what happened that final night? I don't know. And then Mistress Hesia turns into a monster because she's been blighted. A lot of them have actually been blighted. So, because a lot of them have been blighted, a lot of the elders that were there, and Fox is commanded by the Bone Witch to go and protect the Empress and the Princess at all costs, Anessa, and calling Asha, and yeah, she's like, see to it, whatever you say, we both know I'm long about Asha. She's like, go be with her, because if I die, then I will not deny you any minute you can spend with her, because obviously she's going to fight these monsters if she doesn't know if she's going to die, and thus hoping beyond hope that, She doesn't die, but she's trying to give him as much as she can. Mickey stays, but Taya's like, you have to leave, Michaela. She's like, nope, not leaving. Kaylin stays too. And so a battle happens. Now, we don't really know much about the battle and how it happens because the bard goes with them, and the bard doesn't know what happens. But Princess Anessa and Fox are together, and they know they're fighting, and that the two of them are staring at each other because they just want to see each other in the hopes that the Bone Witch doesn't die. The Heart Forgers are pacing, and when all of the fighting happened, Mrs. Permenia says, the scouts have returned, Fox, it is done. He's like, Dante has happened, but not without a price. That price, I want to scream. Okay, look, I don't care about Polaire. Polaire was a hit, and I understand it was a hit to Polaire, but I didn't really care about Polaire, because Polaire kept things close to her heart, and didn't tell Taya, hey, I'm trying to protect you, which she should have, which would have been more endearing to know beforehand, you know? But Michaela? No. I can't, no, I deny it. That can't be. Michaela dies because she sacrifices herself and takes a hit for her. Ooh, you need to have this. I forgot to put you there. And that just makes me, ooh, girl, you don't understand how much I dislike the fact that that's happened. She's going to be with Vanner now and Polaire. So, yeah. Oh, yeah. So, she whispers to Kaylin that he was right. They should have left and fled. She's like, I will not lose Khaled. I will not lose Fox. I will not lose any more friends that I have been in Akiana and Dahlia. She's like, let's finish this. And she's like, you stay here, Bard. Now, I have a typo in this. I don't know if it's in every single one of them, but it says, your promise to me, your story. It's supposed to be, you promised me your story. She's like, my war is with Drick. Bard, it'd be dangerous enough for you to return there alone, even without a Bone Witch and her familiars as company. I've already given you part of my story in the pages you have received. The rest are in the letters addressed to my brother. Stay with him. He still knows so little. It would ease my mind if you would enlighten him. And Fox is like, what are you doing? And she's like, I killed Anna, and I have killed Usij. There is one last Facial to attend to. And when George is dead, I shall complete Shuttle Glass. Stay, Tia. The princess, of course, which is, Anessa. The Asha are willing to talk. The emissaries of the other kingdoms are prepared to hear what you have to say. She said the Asha will not like what I have to say. The remaining elders would make sure of that. And their companion's death would be put on my shoulders. Kings and emperors fear change. It is too late. There is only way to end this, and I will not risk any more of you. He's like, Fox is like, any risk you take is mine as well. She's like, to steal the juices of the first harvest into a familiar's heart, to take back what death had decreed. Resurrection. He's like, what is one more lie? And she's like, I will make sure that when I die, you have no part in it. She's like, the Bard has my letters. Go ahead and read them. And they leave. Lord Fox says, we break camp within an hour. Tell the men we shall leave first for Keon and then to Drick. And that's the end. So, Fox is going after his sister after going to Keon. But of course, things should be well underway in Drick by the time they get there. And I think the Faceless rules? George rules Drick? Not really sure. Who is the enemy in this? Usij. Usij is the enemy in this one. And so is Aina, but mainly Usij because they spend most of the time in Dolores. Who is my favorite? Who's my favorite character? Usij is my most disliked character. Kaylin in this one, honestly, because how he is in the past and how he is in the present, you can see it once you realize that they're in love with each other, how his actions were shaped. What stood out as memorable? The fact that Tia doesn't remember some things that happened, and she takes the blame for it, even though it's possibly not her fault. But yes, there's that lovely shit. My favorite passage, I did officially have one, but I don't know if it's changed because I have a bunch of other shit. That's not it. That's not it either. That's also, yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I'm going to change my favorite passage too, by the way. Why? Because I can't. Here's my favorite passage. He kissed me in full view of the nobles, in full view of the emperor, and anyone who wanted to see his mouth hot against mine. He did like everything I wanted, and he kissed me like I could reach into his heart and take everything I desired from it. Oh my gosh. Just so in love with each other. You're so in love. My favorite quote is by Kaylin. I've been in love with you since we fought the Aussie by the lake. Were you telling me you loved this girl for a book and a half and we didn't know about it? You still not beating an aching heart. Oh boy. What did I think about the ending? A good setup for the last installment of the book, and I love the way how, even though we don't get to follow Tia and Kaylin in the future, we still get Fox, Khaled, the Bard, and Nessa in the future. Shameful that Mickey's dead. I mean, like, I want to cry about that. And we still get to see what happened in the past to lead her up to the decision to go ahead and do what she's doing. Because she's saying, in this one, she hints at the fact that she's trying to remove magic from the world. Don't know how she's going to do that. Don't know where she got the idea from. But I'm hoping something gives us clues within the third one. Really am hoping that. What book did it remind me of? There is no book that I have read like this that steeps the majority of the story in the past and gives you very few snippets of the present. Do this. This book, as you know, is part of a series. It's called the Bone Witch series. There's 3 books in this. This is the second book. It's a middle book, and I don't think it has the middle book syndrome of being shit. I think this is really good. It's a 4.5, by the way. It's a beautiful 4.5. The reason why it's a 4.5 is because Mickey. Lady Michaela, Tia's master. The one that found her. The one that chose to believe in her for the majority of everything. I mean, yeah, like, the reason why it's not higher, is because Mickey died, but Mickey also did not believe that Tia did not kill Polaire. Like, Kaylin's the only one who did that. So that's why it's a 4.5, it's because of Kaylin. Kaylin and Tia's love, Lick and Khaled's love, and Nessa and Fox's love. That's where my heart is. Okay? That's my heart. So, if you think I deserve a like, comment, and a lovely subscription, go ahead and drop it down below. I will see you next illusion.